Welcome to this Xdefiant video. This is going to be an ultimate guide for people who need advanced tips as well as beginners who want to get going. I'm going to have the settings, I'm going to have some movement techniques, and the overall guide that you're going to get started with this game officially. I've been playing it for about 3 years on and off from different tech tests, play tests, and more with Ubisoft as a partner. And this video is me just kind of giving you everything you need now that the game has been out for pretty much a week or a couple days now, pretty much a gaming week. And I'm going to get into it right now and give you guys some good stuff. Let's go. All right, first things first, we're going to go into the settings. What I want to talk about this is there's too many settings and I couldn't make a video about it myself. Most of the stuff is preference, so you can go by what you want, but I'm going to help explain some things, and then we're going to get into the movement, which is going to be the key thing here to make you a better player for everybody. And then, of course, some techniques with shooting that will help as well. Here we go. Field of view, ladies and gentlemen, the field of view is extremely important, okay? If I put this all the way up, it feels like the gun doesn't recoil. It still does, but it visually doesn't look so drastic. So it can help you adjust those micro setups, but a lot of people will drop this down, like myself, to something a bit lower, which allows you to have the balance of still being able to get a little bit of extra perspective and being able to have clean looks to shoot. Okay, so that's number one that I would recommend, must have. Okay, and the rest of these you can kind of leave mostly default. These are all preference. I have auto sprint on because this is a movement based game and I want to be able to jump out of sprint right away in the middle of fights. Still testing the threshold for the auto sprint at 0 is a little too much, so you can kind of adjust this to your liking. If you're not used to auto sprinting, you can turn this up a lot and help yourself kind of slowly progress and then go in there with that, right? All of this stuff, again, auto settings. One thing I did change here is I like my vertical very low and together. I don't want to have to look into the top of the map. If I can see it a little lower, it's useful for me. Again, that's preference if you want. Personally, damage numbers, you don't need that. It basically just shows how much damage you do. There's no shields in this game. You don't have to tell somebody that you cracked them shields. So don't even worry about that, in my opinion. And one big thing right here, this will display all your teammates and your enemies, what class they're using, how much health they have, pretty much everything for you. If you really want to be competitive, I think it would be great to have this if the pro leagues will allow it. But it's a really handicapped tool to know what your teammates are using. You might have to change your class or something like that. All right, we're going to get into the meat and bones of this. To be honest with you guys, Brawler is the #1 way for most Call of Duty players. You're going to change your crouch to R3 and then melee to circle. That's all you're doing with Brawler. Personally, I like skilled thumb Brawler. The reason for this is because now my jump button is on L1. And yes, this is going to be a tutorial guide for controller players. We got some PC stuff as well. Some of this stuff all goes together. But the reason for this, you want to be able to jump while you shoot. And I'm going to do movement guides on why. But it does have the Brawler settings as well, which is going to be a big game changer for you. Okay, and it takes time to get used to this. So just give it a week and then come back and let me know what you feel. If you are on controller aim assist, you got to have on. Don't turn it off. Come on. All this you can keep default except for this right here. Reverse S-curve is the general dynamics for Call of Duty. Most players play on that. I do as well when I'm on Call of Duty. So I wanted reverse. But I can tell you, if you really wanted to get nice with it, and we can do some advanced, strictly aiming tutorial guide if you guys want, you got to hit a likes and let me know you want that. And I will go in here and show you linear and some tricks with that, as well as standard. But we're going to do reverse S-curve. I've gotten 30 kills per game, pretty much playing with the settings you're about to see. And that's just the average. I can go higher and things like that. But 30 has been my low average, okay? And so now, the sensitivity, we're going to talk about this and get into it. For some reason in this game, I feel like going maxed out is actually even higher than Call of Duty's, 10 max. So you can go to 70 to 80 and be at like 10 for Call of Duty. And we're going to use Call of Duty as a reference since that's the game most people play. Personally, I like mine's at a 7 to 8. So I got it at 60-60. Okay. But the key component isn't these numbers. It's the next ones that you're going to see on the screen, which all of these right here play a role on my 60 overall. 60 allows me to be a little snappy. I can turn around pretty fast. I can do what I got to do. But since I have this at 50, this allows me to zoom in. And these right here, for those that don't know, are your aim down sight sensitivities. And I have it at 50 because I believe when you're aiming down sight, you don't want to have to adjust too much. You want to use your regular aiming and then micro adjustments from there. All right. Now, dead zones. This is another topic of discussion. Since I told you guys I have auto sprint on, I've adjusted this to 10. I'm going to keep tweaking it and making it lower once I get used to it. If I can put it all the way to 0 for both of these, it's super critical. Right now, and this is the key component that you have to listen to, right now I'm getting comfortable with the game. It's my first time playing the official release, and now this is the final game. So I can tweak these and lower them. The lower I have them, the better control I have as a player. Right now, I'm doing a safety net by having it this high, but I would honestly put them both very low as possible, where you feel comfortable. And this is, again, a preference thing because you're going to have to test yourself to see how you are in the action. You can notice if you're a little too to the left, a little to the right, when someone's running away, you can't keep your dot on them. These are the two things that will help you say, oh, wait, I'm pulling the right stick too far to the left. I'm not micro adjusting. So let me just tweak this. So you want to put it lower so you can have full control. But if you don't feel like you have full control, turn it up a little bit. And then further acceleration. This is another topic of discussion. I've talked to a couple like top players. They said they don't really feel the difference. And I can agree. I still need more testing, but I put it to 75 to lower it. And this is basically like amping up your aiming on the sticks. So just keep that off. I turn vibrations off. I also have dialogue and music off just to kind of make sure I can hear the actual footsteps and things like that. We don't have the actual graphics card because we're on the PlayStation 5 here, guys. So you guys can work on that. This isn't a video for that. We're basically going to do some movement guides for the rest of this video. But that is the core, okay? And I want to give you guys a breakdown. Sorry for the quick visuals as we proceed to give you what you need here. Little technical difficulty. We're going to keep it in the video because that's how life works, right? All right, so here we go. Here's the deal. Now we're going to go into the movement. Number one tip, and this is for everybody, pro player, all of that. And I'm assuming the pro players would do this move as well. Keep your pistol out at all times. You heard that right. Basically, you run faster. You want to have a pistol with good mobility. So you just want to be able to run. And there's a reason for this. I'm going to explain it in detail. But basically, you're able to run faster is number one reason. So at all times, have your pistol out. You're about to turn the corner. You can switch. Cool. But this is where the big tips come in. The key is you get momentum when you slide jump. And so you can do a bunny hop, kind of. Slide, jump, slide, jump. With the pistol, it's the way to go, okay? Because if I did it with this, I'm still going to get some good movement, but it's not the same speed and the momentum with the jump that I can do. Okay, so we're going to practice these next moves, and these are the key moves that I recommend for everybody to practice. First things first, slide, jump. That's all you have to do, and we're going to do it multiple times. Twice. This has a penalty if you do too many of the same action, so you just want to do it twice. But I'm going to run, slide, jump, slide, jump. All right, so that's going to be my main two movements that I'll do as I go to jump and challenge somebody. I'm going to jump, slide as well. I can do that way, but mostly sliding, jumping, and then I'll shoot my shots and then go from there. And this is critical because you're going to be able to change the game. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up with the pistol is because you want to actually have the momentum of your running and then slide jump while you're switching your weapon. It's a lot, but switch the weapon, then you can get your shots off, okay? You're going to be good to go with that move. It's going to take a lot of practice, and I promise you, you're going to be very excited once you start getting it. So slide jump, but you're switching your weapon, and then you pop your shots real quick, okay? Simple. Now I'm going to do an advanced tip, and this is not even advanced. This is just normal slide jumping while switching your weapon. And the reason for that is to get that momentum, and it actually helps you reload while you still run and jump, as well as keep that momentum. All right, so my movement speed is a bit slow. I'm going to switch to pistol very quickly, run, slide jump, change a weapon, reload, and now I can still slide jump while I'm doing all that. Because if not, sometimes it gets stuck. Basically, your main primary weapon will not allow you to jump or slide while you're reloading sometimes. And you're just kind of stuck walking. You can see I did it there perfectly fine. But there are times where it just will not allow me. But with the handgun out, and then you do your slide jump and you're switching, and as you reload, you should be fine. And so that's a part of the technique. These are a lot of little tips that I'm trying to throw at you very fast. Rewind it, slow it down, get into that groove. But in the end of the day, just keep the pistol out while you're going. You can always shoot a little, switch out very quickly, continue to shoot, switch out. Now you want to move, reload away. For me personally, what I love to do is while I'm shooting, I have to reload. I'm swapping. I'm getting to cover with the pistol since I can move pretty fast. Go get to cover, reload, lay down my shots, okay? And so that's key. And there's a lot of movement techniques that I'll get into later on another time, but the bunny hop type of movement where you're consistently jumping, and you've probably seen a lot of jump shots from people. And if you watch my trailers about Call of Duty and things like that, I explain the jump shots. It's basically getting out of cover, for example, doing a jump shot like this, you know, challenging somebody while you're doing that type of behavior. Very, very useful tools because people's line of sight is very limited. If this player ends up moving all the way over here with the slide, not only do I have to aim towards him, but he's breaking my aim assist, and it could cause some trouble. So you want to be the one doing that to people. And it might look ridiculous. You might think it's not going to work, but if you try it in game, you're going to see a difference. I don't want to do this little sweaty stuff that I'm going to show you right now, but let's just say I'm fighting somebody. I'm in the open, and you know, there's me and him, just me and him, and I gotta reload. If I hit reload, there's nowhere to go. He can shoot me. So a lot of players will start reloading, but they'll look down and they'll go left and right, strafing, sliding. And this is critical because you can slide to the left or right. You don't have to slide straight forward. Everything isn't about forward. See how it slides sideways? So if you do that, moving side, jumping, there's different methods. Figure out what you're comfortable with first. Start doing that and then adding more to it. So slide jumping, jump slide, whatever you're into. Okay, it depends on your play style, but I promise you, this type of movement that looks ridiculous. Some guys will look down and look up, and they'll jump, slide, and they'll basically make you miss a clip, and you're frustrated, like, oh my god, I missed him. And it's not really you. It's him creating the aim assist to break if you're on controller, and if you're on PC, the network also is like, hey, where is the player? He's all zigzagging. So your shots are not going to register for somebody who's not there. Okay, so those are key components. I have so much more when it comes to these type of actual techniques and things like that, but that's some of the main points. And I wanted to touch on a couple of key things that pro players do that are super essential. So anytime you're moving, right, this is a bad player. I'm moving, I'm looking down. Why? Because guess what? My center of my reticle is pointing to the floor. And a lot of people that play looters games like battle royales, they'll be like that. They'll play like this, walking into a room like this. Then you have to aim up towards an enemy. It's not okay. Pro players, as they go, they already have their line of sight ready for a headshot. Okay, so the moment someone pops up, they're dead because they're already in my line of sight. You're already in my line of sight this whole time. You've been in my line of sight. See? So anytime I'm coming over, crossing over, boom. Now I know where they are. So you want to use, basically, centering is called, but I like to say keep the line of sight. Basically, act like someone's there at all times. So anytime I'm crossing a room, I'm looking, okay, headshot right here. This door, headshot over here, and this door, depending on which way I'm going. Like, see that right there? It's a perfect example of how to center. It's literally the perfect example. So if I'm going into this room, I'm aiming right here, headshot. So as I go in, my reticle is always there. Always, okay? This is gonna be a #1 habit that you're gonna need to break if you don't do it. That's gonna be the game changer for you. And also keep that alertness, right? Like, you don't want to just walk in lazy. Like, I'm looking around here, there's nobody there. Let's say there's some guy over here, killed him, but now I want to come back, get a little bit of cover because I don't know what's going on out here. Take a moment just to kind of scout it out for a second. Can't just rush in there. Look, there's a guy right there. And that's how you're going to survive just a little better. Okay? Very important. Very important. But yeah, so this game has a lot of the traditional stuff. Everything I'm talking about, you should probably know somewhat or heard a little bit before if you ever watch tutorial guides. I'm hoping that some of those demonstrations and breakdowns that I do is helpful to you guys. By the way, I should be streaming this game right now on this channel and on Twitch, where there's Twitch drops rewards for anybody that watches. Plus, I'm looking to do a giveaway for those that are subscribed to the Twitch. I'm trying to get like 100 Twitch viewers, so you should go over there and rock out with me, and we can make it do what it do, man. Let me know what y'all feel or what y'all think. It's going down. Appreciate y'all for hanging with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Catch you on the next one. See you there.